Welcome to the MagiReco news. I'm Yellum. I don't always end my sentences, but when. And our top story today is that we're going to take a peek behind the mask. I don't have a mask, so you just have to assume this is like a mask. So you've already had a character basically unmasking with Minu and Japan and the other ones, combo, with the mask student council. But guess what? The Masquerade continues. For some reason, we're having the mask vacation holiday where everyone's like, okay, let's ignore everything that's happening right now and Kamihama people dying and stuff going to shits. No, we're gonna wear some masks. First off though, before we get to that, mirrors, ranked mirrors specifically. So the thing about ranked mirrors is that it has been announced that there was going to be some rule changes. Here's the rule changes. And actually there's just one addition. So additionally to all the rules that ranked mirrors already had, with the basically the multipliers on how you get the most amount of score, like using Magia, getting connects out, blah blah. We have an additional modifier, and that's the charge bonus. Yes, charge bonus, here we go. And what we're getting specifically is if at any point during the battle you get more than 5 charges, like on hand, like not just 2 charges and you use them, and you get another 3 charges and you use those, etc. Like no, actually having 5 charges at once, for example by doing a charge combo which immediately gets you to 5 charges, you get a bonus, and you get a stronger bonus the more charges you actually have. Like so basically your the maximum amount of charge that you had during this battle, your high score for charges, will give you a multiplier. We don't know how big that multiplier is. Actually, I think it's actually in the game right now. But basically, the idea is that if you can turn 1 get a Puella charge combo. You want it to be a Puella combo so that you can connect turn 2 with, for example, a character like Mitsune, a character like Sai. Who's Sai? Wait a second. But if you have any of those 2 characters, for example, and you get a Puella charge combo on turn 1, then you get to do a connect turn 2. The connect will have charge conservation on it. So you immediately shoot to like 8 charges, which gives you a bonus. Then you use the charge conservation to maybe get some Magias out on other characters, to maybe do a bunch of other stuff. But basically, the best possible mirror strat is now a lot harder to do. But if you do it, you could get a little bit more out of it. So the uppermost top rank. This is not something by the way, this right here doesn't matter for free to play. If you're free to play, ignore this. Doesn't matter. But if you're like a top high ranking mirrors, if you want to get that S3, but not just S3, no, you want to be top of S3. This right here might make it a lot more difficult. So the skill ceiling, basically the skill ceiling, actually it's more RNG. The RNG ceiling has risen up quite a bit with this, at least with what people have theorized. But for the average player, nothing changes. So let's move on instead with something that the average player might want to know about. First off, it's going to happen on the 4th, which is like a day after tomorrow. And it will only last for like a week. What is it? It's Sai. Oh, look at that, it's Sai Kirino, or just Sai. So here, what does Sai do? Well, okay, she's a charged character. She's unlimited, I think. I think it's unlimited. Yeah, so at least I'm fairly certain she's unlimited. Charged character, charge use, balance, actually support type, but that's a part of balanced. What does she do? Well, on her connect, she does charge conservation. She also does, what is that? Damage up? Yeah, I think it's damage up. Let me double check. Yeah, it's damage up and charge conservation on her connect. Awesome. He's another charge use with charge conservation. Nice. And what else does he do with the Magia? It's an AoE Magia that gives the enemy charged attack damage received up. And I said before that I just thought this was basically like a charge up for your team when you attack the enemy. It's not like that. It's actually a separate multiplicative modifier, which all you need to know about that is that means that it's really fucking good. Even if it's just like 10%, it means it's actually pretty darn fucking good. What else does it do? It also gives damage up to all allies. So yeah, she seems like a pretty good support actually. More like a charge use, Excel focus support maybe, because this seems like a pretty good Magia. The Doppel might be even better than this. What else does she do? Her active is charge draw, so like Kaoru. You get a charge draw active. You get what is this MP start? Yeah, you MP start with 10%, which is 15 if you have Doppel unlocked. Awesome, or Magia with 5 rather. You have charge combo charge count up +3. What a mouthful. You also have like charge damage up and charge disc up, which I think almost every single charge character has. So yeah, you have those as well. So overall, she seems like a pretty decent character, but I'm gonna have to make a video about her. I don't want to read you off what she has, so you know if you want to pull for her or not. What else do we have? Well, we have the Moria. The active Moria just does attack down to a single enemy and gives yourself skill quick for a turn. I think this I think someone has said that this might have a really low cooldown. And if it's like a low cooldown skill quicken Memoria that might have some use in mirrors, but probably not. But yeah, for the most part, those will probably not be too amazing because it's attack down to a single enemy. If this was multiple enemies, maybe we could use this for something, but just single enemy is maybe not that great. What else do we have? We have this passive down here, which is just charge damage up and blast damage up. Nothing too special. So yeah, it seems like a fairly solid, decent character. We're gonna have to make a video about it. There might be some specific use for her on ranked mirrors, but like for the uppermost top that I've just talked about with the mirrors changes. But yeah, if you want to skip a character, this might be the one. Especially because in like 2 months, in 2.5 months, we have anniversary coming up. And if you want to have a guaranteed 4-slot, not guaranteed, but close to guaranteed 4-slot anniversary character, you need to start saving right now. So keep that in mind. Anyway, we also have an event. I think it's called The Mirror That Reflects My True Self. So by the way, she's already appeared in the Azaleas event. I'm not going to spoil too much about it, in case you still want to read it. But she was there, and she was in mirrors, and you had to find a mirrors clone of her, which was very different from her. And she herself also seemed to be rather erratic in the way she acts, and she was a bit weird, rather mysterious as well. It seems like there's an event about her, and the fact that it also mentions mirrors and true self and all that kind of stuff. Might this be actually the character that has a split personality? Maybe she actually has physically split herself into 2 characters. Like maybe she actually has like her normal self and then her Meoka self. They're like 2 separate people or stuff like that. Maybe one of them is a mirrors clone. People have also said something about the Memoria, where both of the Memoria have like a Watashi in it. There, Watashi and Watashi, which is just I in Japanese, but they're both written differently, which is interesting because in the Azaleas event, when Sai appeared, the mirrors clone of Sai used a different form of Watashi than a regular Sai. So maybe Mirror's clone might actually appear. Maybe she has herself and her Mirror's clone both living a double life. Ooh, what could go on? I don't fucking know. But yeah, this is basically the event. It's, I think, like a double farm tower. Yeah, it's a double farm tower without 100 evils. It just has EX quests, and that's about it, I think. It's a fairly standard event, but only for a week. And I think it's only for a week because maybe something big is coming up. Doesn't even have to be that big, but maybe something bigger, at least something bigger than this is coming up. So this might be just a filler event. This might really just be a short 1-week filler event. But you know what? Fillers are fine too. You can even see there's 2 sides right here in this Memoria. That's weird. But yeah, this might be one of those events that really no one really cares about, but might secretly have a pretty decent story, like the Sakura and Yoko event. Always Keep Waving at You. It also was an event that most people didn't care about, but actually a really good story. So maybe this is one of those, but I've already rambled on about this for too long because it's not really anything happening. This is a rather standard, the most standard amount of news that you could get. So yeah, that was that. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.